calma.
Amiguinho, você tá streamando agora, tá?
Tá, o que que tem, Jack? A gente não vai fazer piada com pessoa azul. Opa, não, azul não dá. Verde.
Come on. Bloody hell!
Olha.
Tá sem vida, velho.
Ai. Ai, Cristo.
Giddy up.
Benzinho, fofura. Meu Deus, e quem é o bem? Quem é que apareceu ali, Morte?
No one
Ai,
here.
que queda.
They must have removed the body already.
Let's look around. Make sure they didn't miss anything.
Quer que eu fale mais baixo, amor? Mas a minha voz, ela tem... Olha, meu bad modo olho parou de funcionar aqui, bem, ó. Esse jogo tá uma desgraça, cara.
Eu acho que você não vai conseguir, não sei.
Ah, mas tem que fazer xixi, mano. O que é que eu faço pra ti, man? O que é que eu faço pra ti, mano? Eu desparafuso aí e levo lá, né, pra mijar lá, mano. Mod, aproveitando que você levantou pra mijar, não quer servir um cafezinho pra mim? Amor, você tava no contrato quando a gente casou, né? Não se esquece, né? Tava no contrato, sim. Assinou?
Hobnailed boots,
Vou
multiple
imprimir
sets
as
of
cópias lá, hein?
prints. Ducal guard, clearly.
Não,
Let's see where they went.
o Eric falou que tem a cópia também aqui, ó. Que tá escrito nem
Notice
mesmo.
anything interesting?
Peguei pra ele a
We
cópia.
walked along the shoreline.
Perhaps the body lay on the bank.
Oi? Porra, Ben, tu quer que a gente compre uma lareira, um negocinho da privada aquecido e quando
Got
chegar o
guests.
verão a gente vai tocar
Careful.
tudo fora? A lareira vai ser style, mano. Vamos subir de nível.
I would fail you all!
Sim, mais de 100 mil a gente chega no Jack. Voltei.
Por mês, por semana que o Vega recebe. 100 mil por semana.
Ah, meu Deus. Amor, não te preocupe. Amanhã eu vou atrás de um bugio aqui. Vou matar um e vou fazer 2 pantufas pra ti, amor. Não te preocupa, amor. Eu vou pegar o arco e flecha aqui, que é aquela flecha que a gente fez de osso de galinha.
Filho da puta, esses bichos explodem.
Nossa, agora voltou o som do meu jogo aqui, gente, que legal. Eu tô dando uns 10 minutos agora, gente.
Acho que vou deixar 5.
Oi, meu anjo. Não liguei de volta, amor. Não, amor, pode se matar. Oi. Pode se matar um pouquinho. Por isso que eu digo, man, que tu é pessoa que eu vou ficar bem velho.
Errado,
Pô, mas como assim? Como é que tu conseguiu, Bate? Obrigado, velho. Porra, obrigado mesmo. Tem DP aqui. Vai querer essa DP aqui? Pega a DP ali, pega a DP ali, cara.
Drawn here by the smell of blood. Let's keep looking.
Vou pegar essa merda então aqui, né? Foda-se. Pegar esse toca-disco aqui. Jogador de frisbee aqui. Caiu alguém nesse shelter aí, cara? Ou
Colete
só
2
nós
aqui,
mesmo?
ó.
Aqui não tem ninguém.
Pegar a colete 2 aí?
Eu tô de
Anything
colete
taken
2.
by the current
Muito obrigado,
ends up
Eric.
in these shallows.
Foi muito bondoso.
stench is fierce.
Um mochilão aqui do outro lado. Ai, esse capacete 1 aqui já me agrada.
O colete 2 aqui.
Only blood-soaked scraps left of the victim's
Tem uma
clothing.
M16
Good
aqui,
quality
alguém quer?
cloth.
A wealthy victim, correct?
Looks it. Blood.
Aí
Guardsmen
sim,
pulled
cara,
these
aí
nets
ó,
out of
viu?
the
Ó,
water, then
quando
cut
a
the
gente
mutilated
dropa
Vou
enxerga,
gráfico
não
aqui.
tem,
Vou
Tem
gráfico.
mais ninguém.
E um colete 1 aqui, ó.
Gonna dive
Colete
in,
1.
make sure they didn't miss
Não vou
anything.
pegar também.
Only
então,
blood-soaked
deixa eu.
scraps left of the
Peguei,
victim's
peguei.
clothing. Good quality
Achei,
cloth.
desculpa,
A wealthy
ignorância.
victim, correct?
Looks it.
Vai lá embaixo,
Look at
tu
the
desceu lá,
rut.
Vade?
Guardsmen left this site by boat
Pode estar. Tem
recently,
nada aqui.
probably to transport the body somewhere.
Vamos pras casinhas ou vamos pro
Eu
coisinho
acho, que eu,
primeiro?
vou, eu acho que eu vou igual o ponto primeiro ali. Com ele que já tá na metade do caminho lá, correndo, tem um louco ali.
Pede, né?
Pô, a gente não faz Assunção, né, cara? Deve tá cheirado, né, cara? Sabia,
Faria
cara?
mais sentido se fosse o dedão, né, cara?
Ah, eu agora tenho mais
faz
interesse
muito
do que
sentido.
nunca em fazer o encontro da guilda, cara. O Eric vai levar nós pro satanás, rapaz.
Vai chegar, vai largar uma mala que assim, vai abrir, só vai largar um canudo pra cada um, do tamanho de um cabo de vassoura. Ah, que esse aqui é do meu parentinho. Sabia pegar, sabia
Tem
pegar.
mochila
Cortesia do tio Fábio.
Silk kerchief.
Sabia pegar.
DLC.
Pegar.
A
Sabia.
noble's accessory, clearly.
Sabia.
Be nice to know where they
É
took
que
the
é parente com o Fábio
corpse.
Assunção, cara. São primos, se criaram junto, cara.
Ah, puta que pariu.
Na boca do Jimmy, né, cara? É outro papo já, né?
Cara, eu larguei uma DP ali, ó, tem outra DP aqui em cima. Aqui.
Tem uma UMP aqui. Preciso de bala.
Alguém que é uma 8x.
What now?
Olha
This isn't the
aí,
site of the
hein?
murder.
Aí sim,
We
hein?
know that.
Ah,
Current
sabe quando eu vou
brought the
botar na
body
outra?
here. Corpse got caught in the nets. Guardsmen pulled it out. Put it in a boat and took it somewhere. Need to find out where.
Não toca aqui
I'd
que eu
like to
não
look
quero
at the
8x.
corpse before it starts to decompose.
The inn. Its patrons must have seen the guardsmen. Which direction they took.
Tem um
Mas
pra
nem-
You should
caralho
ask
aqui.
there.
Olha você na rua que vê se tem um carro
Ó,
na
o
esquina lá
drop,
pra
hein?
nós vamos chamar um
Que tá um.
Ó,
Chama
o avião dropando aqui, ó. Ah, moto
Ó.
vindo em mim, moto vindo aqui.
Ah, cara, não escutei essa
Seems
porra,
we
essa
got
moto.
Eu
ourselves
tô
an
tomando tiro de
audience.
algum lugar
You
que eu não
think
sei de
this
onde.
surprising? The locals will tell the children of children they do not have yet. Of the
Oh,
day
Deus,
a
gente.
quartered corpse was pulled
Os caras
from
vão dar a
the
volta
river.
aí.
Vamos. Voltar aí pra outro lado. Jimmy, é por esse lado
One
que eu acho
thing.
que eles vêm.
Da
Found a
onde eu tô
handkerchief in the
tomando
water.
tiro, velho?
Monogrammed
Eu acho que é lá de cima do morro lá,
DLC. Mean anything to you?
Do morro lá pra 130 lá.
It
Creio.
cannot be.
É a moto,
Was it he
gente.
the
A moto
beast
parou.
slew?
Seems
Eu
so.
não
Não,
vi
passou
Não,
nada,
não.
chupado, hein, cara.
Eu acho que parou.
We
Eu
were
ouvi
close
barulho
friends once,
e
but our
de vez de
paths
diminuir, ele
diverged.
não diminuiu. Ele
He was a
parou.
man of extremes, standing by
Caralho.
his companions no matter the odds,
É,
fighting
lá
his
lá pra
foes to
frente lá
the
de
bitter
repente.
end.
Lá pra porra do lado.
Foes. You have a lot of them?
He did, but I do not see what that has to do with the beast. Ah, Geralt, you've struck a raw nerve.
Nossa, muita gente vem de prisão, velho.
Memories of a time long past, to which I'd rather not return now.
Ó, moto vindo.
I
Ó,
understand.
tô vendo o cara que tá
We can
mirando
talk
aqui, Eric, tá
later.
115 lá.
Let's go to the tavern.
Tá.
Paradão céu aberto lá. Escão?
Tá vindo muita gente.
Barely got back to Tucson.
A knight in the service of her illustrious highness knows
Na
no
onde
rest.
que o
Tá
cara
vindo muita
tava?
gente da prisão como se fosse
Too late
pra
to fulfill
mansão.
my duty. Yet it seems I've arrived in the nick of time.
Não, a moto tá andando ainda.
Onde que você viu o cara, Jimmy?
Aqui, ó, 85 aqui, ó. Tá nas árvores lá, passando
Você
lá.
pegou ele?
Não, estão correndo lá, acertei um tiro só. Ó, a moto tá aqui pra esse lado ainda, viu?
Around
Yeah.
here it's
Uh-huh.
wine, wine, and more wine. Me,
Isso aí foi eu que acertei. Opa, só doeu.
Cara, se foi eu ou você ali, mas acertou bonito, cara. O cara fez até smoke ali.
Tomei um tiro aqui, tá? Eu não sei se. Eu acho que não
Tá
foi
correndo,
dele.
correu pra trás da pedra, tá?
Deixa eu ver.
Tá tudo correndo. Caralho.
The knight returned from his days at war, yet the lass for whom he pined
Meu Deus, veio tudo, cara.
had married just
Cara, opa, levei um
Ó,
tiro, hein?
tem gente aqui em 155. Tá colocadinho pelo outro lado da rua.
Could be good coin
Vai
to
dar a
be
volta
made.
pra flanquear aqui. Tá atravessando ali, ó, colocadinho, atravessando a rua.
By my
185
troth,
agora.
could that be the musty scent of
75,
fresh pate?
naught else, Sir the Peyrac
Opa, tô
Pedder.
levando
I
tiro,
see time has
bonito.
not done
É, o cara tá atrás da pedra
We
aqui
would
em
be
100, é
honored
o
if
Pati.
you would join us.
Saco.
Your companion as well.
Flanquear aqui, eu pego o
Why
cara.
do I not detect even a whiff?
Pera, porque é melhor você não sair, não,
sei,
é.
que eu não sei do que ele tá. Tem o da pedra ali, ó.
Porque tem muita gente. Volta, volta, volta.
I reckon
Ó, um
you've
correndo
not
ali.
heard, but all I caught was a corpse. I awoke at the crack of dawn,
Ah,
as I
derrubei.
do each day.
Derrubou que ele tá
But when
correndo, é por
I
cima da
looked
pedra?
up,
Sim,
I
sim,
beheld
sim.
a blood-red
Não sei que pedra é essa que você falou.
This corpse
Não,
is
agora
A
o Pati
pedra
derrubou.
aqui.
Aqui em 95, velho.
So the man whom you've invited to join
Passou
you
uma cocadinha pra esse
was
teus cantos aí,
summoned
hein?
from a far off
Não sei
land
se de repente ele não
by
esteja
your
até atrás
gracious
do
magnificence.
nosso
He
galpão
was
aqui.
tasked with tracking and killing
Não, o galpão
the
não tá
beast.
que eu vi.
We invited two men to join us, yet since
Tem umas pedras
Sir
aqui
the
que ele conta
Peyrac
aqui, né?
Pedder in
Vou subir
temperament
aqui em
is
cima de
Morreu.
novo
more
aqui pra gente tentar chegar ele.
than hound, I surmise the other is the hunter. With whom do we have
fui
the
eu.
pleasure?
Também não fui
Foi eu
eu.
também.
Acho que é os caras que estão lá na casinha azul lá.
Tem gente na
Ah lá,
casinha
tem
azul.
lá.
A humble
Acertei.
introduction.
Opa, derrubei.
You've clearly
Ai,
not tarried long with
mas
Sir the
doeu.
Peyrac Pedder.
Spare us the petty insults.
O cara vai dar
Geralt
res
is
lá.
a master of the witchery.
Seria legal se a gente ruxasse lá.
He has
Como?
questions
No aberto?
concerning the beast's last
Gente,
will.
eles estão com todo, eles
I
estão com
was
todo
the
muro lá.
one to find the corpse.
Mas
The
só tem
sun had
dois
just
lá.
risen when I
Ele,
awoke.
cadê
E um
você?
pra dar,
Vem
ele
cá,
deve estar
vem
dando
cá.
res nele.
Eu vou ruxar das pedras aqui na frente, nas
And
árvores, você me
beheld a
cobre.
sky
Ver se tem alguém
red as
aqui.
blood.
Olha ali que eu vou correndo pela direita aqui.
Tá
Vai
lá,
pela
ó, já
direita aqui.
ressuscitou o cara.
shall be
Tá,
here
tá
till
atirando
winter.
aqui. Quase derrubei de novo, hein.
Tem um esquipinho no outro lado da rua, de repente, aquele esquipinho
Need to
ali.
examine the
então.
body. Know where they took it?
They ferried it across, then loaded it on a cart and hauled it to a cellar at Corfo
Pô,
Bianco
pode ter pegado até
to
o
keep
muro da
it cool
casa.
and
É,
safe.
fodeu.
What? Why,
É, só se for pra casa.
Baron Russell's estate.
O esquipinho ele não tá.
Once they've turned his cellar into a morgue, he'll set his
Olha aí.
hounds on them.
While you were gallivanting about the north, his
Eric.
vineyard
Boa,
was
Eric.
auctioned off.
Who was that?
Não
Woman
sei
who
se era
just
esse.
left.
Ele tá no
Didn't see her
muro do
before.
lado
Didn't
direito
notice her
agora.
walk in either.
Ele tá no outro buraco do muro.
The innkeep's
Dois, né?
But hold
Esse cara tava
Cada um.
passando
because
fome,
this
só pra
is an
avisar.
outrage. Russell's vineyard was auctioned off? Inconceivable.
It is no secret. The Baron had gambling
Você
debts
tá
up
de
to his
AK de
ears.
longe é muito
Tá,
foda.
eles estão naquele casinha azul ali. Eric, eu vou pegar uma moto aqui mais longe e vamos pro outro lado dessa casa azul, então. Ficamos dois de cada lado
Mas
dela.
tem...
que é
Ó,
pra-
derrubei de novo. Derrubei o mesmo cara de novo.
Russell now
Ó,
bunks
tiro
with his
perto.
brother in
Levando...
Vicar
Ai,
Farm.
morri.
I told
Revive.
Ai, não.
Não sei de onde.
Também não sei.
Lá da casinha, ó.
Eu acho que não.
Eu
Não,
acho que. Ah, não, já
não
vi.
foi.
How long can one throw on past heroics? His creditors must finally have to find that his promises meant nothing.
Such are the times. Today's knights are pale shadows of the heroes of yore.
It's true what they say. God sent the beast to punish us for straying from the old paths.
So folk think the beast's divine punishment.
Knights have turned their backs on the old customs. Where they were defenders of the duchy, they're now defenders of their own tushes.
Why, you insolent.
Let him talk.
The Duchess trades in titles, grants honors to ill-doers. We've strayed from the path of virtue, lost the gods' favor, so the gods sent retribution.
Don't listen to that nonsense, girl. It's rehashed street preacher culture.
Yes, the rebel rousers have been sprouting up like weeds lately, each offering the same bill of goods.
They say anything else about the beast? Besides it being a messenger of the gods.
The Toussaintois are no fools. They see clearly the beast kills on days honoring patron saints.
Picky monster. Thanks for the hospitality. Time I examined the corpse.
Corvo Bianco lies a short way from here. near the tourney grounds. Just follow the road and you'll arrive.
Not coming with? Oh yeah, duty of some sort calls.
Some sort? Ha! Her Grace bestowed a great honor on me, even before we departed for Venice. I'm to play the hare during this year's game in the Palace Gardens. When you see me in my costume, you will wet yourself laughing.
A little tempted to ask a few questions, but it sounds like a long, complicated story. One involving lengthy digressions into local history and tradition. So, see you later, Milton, and good luck.
What's in the works today? Swilling quack?
Normally, I'd encourage you to try our famed fisherman's chowder. But alas, we are all out of crayfish.
Could replace them with something else. Perch, for example.
Replace crayfish with fish? I beg you. What next? Vinegar for wine? Parsley for thyme? Huh? Your Nordlings are a pleasant lot, but about cuisine you know nothing.
Got any gossip? Fishermen talking about anything interesting?
Yes, about a Nordling who would replace crayfish with pike.
Asked a serious question.
And a tactless one. I do not eavesdrop on my clients, and I certainly don't repeat anything I chance to hear.
Show me what you got in stock. Thanks.
What's in the works today? Swilling wine, rolling in the hay.
Is it true peasants got to have his cows
Watch where you
himself?
traipse! Watch where you traipse!
Ah,
Watch where you traipse!
Sounds like a fight. Have to hurry. Damn it. Guild must still be here. In the cellar. Gotta be.
Tomar um gato superior pra enxergar no escuro.
You. Saw you at the inn. Why'd you kill these people? Clearly wasn't for their blood. don't have to fight.
You are wrong. I cannot let you leave.
Porra, mulher é foda pra caralho, tem que tomar um sangue preto aqui, tchê. Sangue preto.
Stinks. Waterlogged. Both hands amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought. Laid in water for some time. Head swollen, and something took a few bites out of it. Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins. Guardian florins from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient thinking beast. Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this. Third hand. A spare? Except it's clearly not the victim's. Guardsmen must have not noticed it as they picked everything up. How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing? Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something. So, murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does the hand belong to? Why the hell's it still warm? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. What's the significance? And why was he chopped up into pieces? Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know about the other victims. I'll ask Palmerin to get me in to see the Duchess.
Talk to the commander.
Start no progress.
Need to speak to the Duchess, urgently.
All right, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Palmerin, what about the story of Rittik and the dragon?
They're tales for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Yeah, virtue always wins.
But the Black Knight, he's a villain and he wins.
The cutter of Castelduccia, too.
Moral victory, that's what counts.
Rubbish.
Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena. If we hurry, we'll be in time to speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Lead the way. Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As you will soon see.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar? Throwing some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
Shouldn't torment the beast. How would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dangling from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher?
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans. You're out to humiliate one to entertain a crowd. No knight will gain any glory from this. Who's going to fight the beast?
Guillaume, the young man you met.
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised his heart's capture a monster trophy.
Great love demands great sacrifices.
Let's go.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
Got a bad feeling about this. Damn it. We have to help him. Gotta keep it down.
Alas, for lightning, the beast heaved its foul earth. Soror and knocked him to earth. In one mighty blow, it bites the beast, it turns to ground. And thus the witch's life was snuffed. All our hopes, alas, had turned to dust. The fate of the beast has been paid by the gods, so the witches have triumphed against us. Drink up the ocean and set fire to the wood, for nothing in this struggle can come to any good. The witch awaited till the time was true, then twirled, danced, and spun, struck the monster like flew. Like a bow who leaves at the love's first spurt, so the witch ruled the Shelmar and its foul heart hurt. Its razor strikes belly, Shelmar's cries ring aloud, blood transforms to jelly. The Shelmar lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Monster's no threat. No need to kill it.
A victor may always show mercy. It is his right. Long live Geralt the Merciful! Pikeman, see to the beast.
Guillaume. The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly paints you. She approaches.
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Your Grace. Shelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full plate armor.
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True. Guillaume suffered a few bumps, scars, and bruises, but in return gained eternal glory as he who slew the monster.
What about the crowd? Say the Shelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
Your Grace, my contract. I'd like to discuss it.
Naturally, but not here. We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. But wherever could he be? Come, we must find him. Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered. Ah, the very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace, Witcher.
Greetings. Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco. Was it the beast?
No. A Bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen to him attentively.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something, need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Yes, Your Grace. The law of surprise. Time-honored.
We shall be candid. The surprises we encounter on a daily basis would be of no value to one such as you. What awaits at the palace are edicts to sign and portraits of suitors from far-off lands. I fear you would find little use for either. Thus we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and a sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information. How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force,
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such place. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in a gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
So, first two victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times, knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir de la Stinchi.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the...
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
Honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
Five virtues. Why are they so important to your knights?
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake. How we truly came to espouse them, none remember. In Toussaint, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus the need for clear moral guidelines. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunt shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac Perrin, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed the knightly team. It was years ago, but
They were a team?
they were close friends, tightly knit, and as such earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often witnessed him turn to them with delicate matters. Later, their paths diverged.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure. Your Grace, we need to find Milton, immediately.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the Hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The Hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game, at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner. And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses! Your Grace!
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness,
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward! Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
Your Grace seems right at home in the saddle.
Clear the path! Clear the way, I said! Is this part of the game? It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry!
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the Hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too?
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules. Scars. We've no time to lose. On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish, while I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
Golden fish. Do I need a rod or a net?
Please, Geralt. It's not a real fish. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it.
The unicorn. How do I catch it?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn its trust. It runs around over there, look. The golden fish and the horn both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let's get to it.
Long live Toussaint! Ah! Arrogant bastard!
Wanna play blind man's bluff?
Ah!
That's my news. Nothing to see here. Move on.
Golden fish should be easy to spot once I'm under.
It's positive ghosts. You're
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your merciful eye, and bear before us its secrets.
As the moon is heavily coursed of trace, in my domain I await that moment of grace, when a soul of good or ill repute brings me a gift, fitting tribute.
A key.
Why? What stretch?
He's ruined the game! Disgraceful.
Perhaps an apple will work. Or some sweets.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister, were you still a virgin.
Do you really wish to have this conversation again? Here and now?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast. We shall try the sweets.
Hey folks, gonna have to ruin your fun. Sorry.
Who's that?
Come on, stay calm. Shh, calm down. Easy now.
That's hardly fair.
Flagrant cheating is what it is! Sirs, we must teach this scamp some proper sportsmanship.
Listen, I didn't break any rules.
True, he won fair and square.
We were unlucky, that's all. We must try to grab the next clue.
They're done at last.
Unworthy. Entirely inappropriate behavior. A complete collapse of social...
Take good care of yourself.
Ah!
No bats.
If you please, Your Grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity. All shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules. Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a crone, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
Groans, hollows. Could be a cave, I guess.
Now that's just silly. Look, if we take groan, hollow it out and fill it with ease. The letters, that is. We get green. Then mouse, but starting with what heads heart cheese. Why, it's greenhouse!
Pretty clever. And it sounds right to me.
There are several greenhouses in the gardens, but only one with a door that locks. And the key to it looks just like the one we found.
Greenhouse it is then. Let's go. Wait here.
Oh! What the butch?
What was that?
I'm here.
This belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you cut down?
I don't kill innocents. Murderers, though, you bet.
I'll soon be done. I've but one left. And you, should you not stand down.
And once you're done, intend to leave? Go kill somewhere else?
No. I intend to live. Happily ever after.
You were to stay where you were. Regenerate.
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself.
No, he's my friend.
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened? It was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
Miraculous regeneration. How do you manage it?
I had help. From the one you hunt.
Him? How? And what have you been doing all these years?
Not the time nor place for such stories. I suspect we'll get a chance to speak at ease and at length later. Now, however, we must deal with the reason that brought us both here.
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince him to stop murdering.
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Dettlaff can be rather stubborn. Though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Dettlaff is... how would you humans put it? More bestial than I am. But not to worry. I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here. At least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Dettlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
Seem pretty damn sure of that.
I am, because I know him very well. Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Dettlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Vampires rarely help humans. Must have had his own agenda, hunting the beast.
You err. He slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once, in the street, had offered Dettlaff an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Dettlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. Which is why I know something ill is afoot.
Always had an overdeveloped sense of empathy.
Each vampire has a unique talent. One they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Dettlaff's trump card is his herd instinct, his tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him immensely.
Anything specific? Some set of things that'd be likely to set him off?
How should I say this? Detlef doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions. He's naive in a sense. He doesn't comprehend your games, knows not what it means to lie, deceive.
Suggesting he's maladjusted and venting his rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it the case this time? I cannot say, but intend to find out.
Gotta find him before something upsets him even more and all Beauclair is awash with blood.
Well, we share a cause then, just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Detlef is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I prefer they not find me here. I've makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot go unavenged.
Spy, tell the commander, be
Sir! Sir! A letter for you, sir!
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
Here. And thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I truly hope I'll be of service again.
My dear Geralt.
I hope all is well. I imagine you hot on the trail of some nasty monster. Or is it an overly complex curse this time? Oh, Geralt, I wish I knew for certain. Whatever is keeping you busy, perhaps you'll need a break. For those moments, I offer you this intriguing little mystery I happened on in an old manuscript I bought off a merchant from Nazaire. The tome's author claims a certain Professor Moreau once called Beauclair home, and this professor conducted research into Witcher mutations. I don't know much else, but I suspect that alone might pique your interest. The tome mentioned a journal interred with the scholar when he passed. It could very well lead you to his laboratory. I'm enclosing a map I found folded in the tome. It's smudged in a few places, but I hope it proves useful anyway. Please be careful and come back to me quickly. Your Triss.
A professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into.
Don't dare to think you've got carte blanche here. Step away.
You're in Beauclair. Mind
Yes,
your manners.
Witcher.